Trump just brought back segregation. That's all that's on my FYP today. Be so for real right now. We are in 2025. Just stop with that freaking narrative. Just stop already. What's even worse is the amount of people that I'm seeing commenting that are like, yeah, good. I hope he brings it back. And most of those people do not look like me. Yeah, so I don't know why you would want that. Sounds pretty damn hateful to me. He did not bring back segregation. What he did is try to protect women and children in bathrooms. I don't see where that's a problem. I would prefer to not have to worry about being in a restroom with a man walking in. Just a thought. I do have a daughter. I'd like to know that she's safe when she's in there. So, yeah. Trump did not bring back segregation. He did not bring back racial segregation for those in the back.
Hello guys, welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide. I hope you're all doing well. Now at this point, we've seen all the reactions, particularly among white individuals, some expressing support for segregation, others opposing desegregation, and a few condemning the black community's stance. And some even try to justify it. But now that the initial outrage has settled, let's actually break this down. Because if there's one thing I've noticed is that people react fast, then try to make sense of it later. And what I've been seeing lately, it's a mix of realization, denial, and people straight up gaslighting themselves into thinking this is fine. So before we have this discussion, let's take a look at how white folks had to say about this segregation issue. And then I'll be back so we can discuss it.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, and Donald Trump has just removed a federal ban on contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. Ladies and gentlemen, he's literally bringing segregation back. Where are all of these people in Washington, D.C., these Republicans? Where are they at? Where are you at, Richard Hudson? You've got people of color in your district. I think you need to answer for what we're seeing right now. This is unacceptable.
You know what I think is a little bit funny is people who look like me, they understand the concept of malicious compliance as it relates to things that they can wrap their head around, right? Like a Christian wanting to put a Bible in a classroom, they can very easily be like, oh, well, if we're bringing religion into schools, then I'm going to bring my satanic Bible in, or I'm going to bring my Torah in, because if we're including Christianity, we have to include all religion, right? They understand that form of malicious compliance, but they have a harder time wrapping their brain around malicious compliance as it relates to like racial segregation, because I've seen a lot of black people that I follow being like, either jokingly or non-jokingly, like, yeah, segregation's coming back, baby. I can't wait until I have like a black-only school where my children won't experience racism and I can open up my own black-only bar and no one will feel creeped out or experience like microaggressions while they're just trying to have fun. And then I hope, well-meaning white people in the comments will be like, but segregation's bad, guys. Segregation's bad. And it's like, yeah, we all agree that, but if it's going to happen, then the form of malicious compliance is to do the thing that racists don't want you to do, which is own your shit, right? Segregation has never been about racist people just wanting black people and other non-white people away from them. Segregation has always been about saying white people have everything and you have nothing. Okay, things like that don't happen if the only thing segregation is trying to accomplish is putting black people somewhere else. That's never been what segregation is about. Segregation is about saying we have access to everything, you have access to nothing. And if you create your own things, we will take it from you. And so it's funny, the joke is that racist white people demanding a return for segregation would immediately lose their minds when there was a space that they were not allowed into. That's the joke.
Alright, so as you've seen, the reactions are all over the place. Most white folks in these clips are completely against this order, and some outright rejecting segregation, while others seem confused or unsure about what it really means. And then there's this small group trying to defend it, saying, oh, this isn't about racial segregation, it's just about the workplace policies. But just for a second, if segregation in any form starts creeping back into workplaces, how long before it extends beyond that? Because history has already shown us that when you start separating people at one level, it doesn't just stop there. And that's exactly why people are sounding the alarm. Now, on the flip side, Black people have been responding in a way that might surprise some. And instead of outrage, you're seeing a lot of, okay, if that's what you all want, go ahead. We'll stay in our own spaces and thrive. It's almost like a reverse psychology moment, like if you want segregation, then have it. We are done fighting to be in places we are not wanted. And you can definitely see where that perspective comes from. There's a level of exhaustion. People are tired of constantly pushing for inclusion only to face hostility. So instead, you're hearing, fine, if that's what you want, we'll focus on building our own.
I ain't going backwards. They are going to literally have to remove me from Black-owned stores, Black-owned restaurants, and Black neighborhoods. So the problem is that us white people, we have been lied to so much, being told that we're superior. Come on, I ain't going backwards. I see the value. I know the value of Black people in my life. I know that I wouldn't be who I am without the Black people that I've had in my life, a part of my journey. No.
As a critical criminology lecturer and researcher, I kind of wanted to share my thoughts about segregation in America and how I've interpreted that using a sort of criminological twist. I wanted to say about the segregation is this. It seems to me that actually America has always had the most virulent, violent form of segregation in place anyway, in terms of its criminal justice system. That is nothing short of a segregation system. When you look at the disproportionate amount of Black people that experience incarceration and the extended carceral system in terms of probation and parole and whatever. Yeah. Even greater disproportion is shared among Indigenous First Nations people who disproportionately or even greater represented within the carceral system. What this actually tells me is that actually what we're seeing is an extension of the carceral net into the wider community. And I don't think white people have the privilege to be shocked that Trump would suggest segregation when the American criminal justice system has been incarcerating people of color at colossal community wrecking levels for decades, and not to mention the types of policing that look more like hunting than policing. Anyway, just wanted to share my thoughts about that.
If you guys didn't know, I'm white. And this whole segregation thing. So what I'm asking is, can I use y'all's bathroom? Maybe a lanyard or like a name tag? Can we get a pass? And on a serious note, this is horrible. This is going back way further than I thought that they would try to go back in time.
The good thing is, so many people aren't buying this, and for good reason. This isn't just about where someone eats their lunch at work. It sets a precedence, and it creates a culture where discrimination can become more normalized again, and that's what's really dangerous. And I know there's confusion amongst some people who believe that the current segregation policies pertain to aspects like employment or personal choice rather than race. But segregation can technically refer to any form of separation. And in the historical and legal context of the United States, it predominantly refers to the enforced separation of racial groups, leading to systemic disparities. And misunderstanding this context can lead to downplaying the significance of desegregation efforts. And finally, the real question is, who really benefits from this? Because it sure isn't the average working class person, whether black or white. It's about power, control, and rolling back progress until the goose of workplace policies. And the fact that people, even some white conservatives, are seeing through it, that says a lot. Anyway, what do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you think. And if you're not already subscribed, please make sure to hit that button for more breakdowns on what's really going on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.